Eastern war fatigue that it was shocking to not hear about how Venezuela is just jealous of our freedoms or some shit. Like, no, it's just for ExxonMobil. Like, okay, carry on. The U.S. sustained a mystery weapon that brought Venezuelan soldiers to their knees, bleeding through their nose, and vomiting blood during the daring raid to capture dictator Nicolas Maduro. Yeah, if you're wondering why we don't have healthcare, this is why. We have invisible laser beams that can make people bleed out their own eyes. Carefully directed energy weapons are real. The Koi beam is real. Deep State files are real. Havana syndrome is real. It's almost like being a conspiracy theorist is just another word for being correct.
Dude, I can't prove it right now, but I bet you America has like a gayification beam, and they've all pointed at like Britain, because now everybody in Britain's fucking gay, and it's gonna make them slowly go extinct. It's like what Japan did to the United States, right? Like Japan introduced hentai, and now every dude in their 20s is like chronically addicted to like beating off the Tsunade's tits, and now nobody wants to have sex anymore, right? Like the birth rate's declining. Like I'm telling you, like gayification beams and like the war on porn is like it's having an effect on us on the earth. It 100% is. I can't prove it, but I know it.
Oh wait, what's next? COVID was fake? There have been significant developments in the last 5 to 7 years on social, environment, and technology fronts that can help realize my carbon initiatives for shaping the future towards smart and sustainable cities. COVID-19 was the test of social responsibility. A huge number of unimaginable restrictions for public health were adopted by billions of citizens across the world. There were numerous examples locally of maintaining social distancing, limits, mass vaccinations, and acceptance of contact tracing applications of public health, which demonstrated the core of individual social responsibility.
My biggest regret in my entire life is getting the COVID vaccine. I have never felt the same since I got it. And I'm telling you, I know the government is one day going to press the activate button where everybody who is too stupid and got the vaccine is going to become like a nuclear bomb. Right? They're going to activate us and then we're all going to go fight like social rebellion. Right? And if you're in Canada, I was in Canada, I was denied entry into 8 groceries because of hepatitis. I had juice. That shit was like I thought it was proper. Fucking mud vaccine, dude. It's Canada fucking shit.
Oh, I'm sorry, now you're so that is on no president. It's going to Venezuela.
So we are going to run the country.
Maybe just fix all of this first. Our educational system, nation building, changing, modern nation building, refugees, and then begin refugee.
I would like to volunteer to be part of the take care. Somalia can be a great idea. So what I'm bringing is we take in hundreds of Venezuelans, so government makes sure it's supported.
The United States increasingly issuing work visas to only men models based on the level of audience reach, according to the Financial Times. Imagine being an immigrant with years of solitude inside the United States when all you have to do is then go on to make kids are swiping on books. But
Well, I have looked into the literacy issue in America that people often like to quote. However, white literacy in the United States is very high. There are some other races that are very low. But I'm just saying, the white literacy rate in America is actually quite good.
the Donald Doctrine, baby. Let's go. America is back. Dick Cheney is looking up at us smiling.
You just wait for Cuba. Cuba, I think.
Looked into, meaning you saw a tweet? Oh, it was actually an Instagram reel. Yeah, it was actually an Instagram reel, which is actually confirmed evidence. That is confirmed research, alright?
Communist dictatorship. Their days are numbered.
Trump, listen to me. Wait, Trump doesn't watch this shit. Vance, listen to me. Get people like Lindsey Graham far away from anyone in power right now. This little Venezuelan stuff was cute, but we were not. touching any other country. We're not touching the Middle East, especially. No more Middle East. We all have Middle East fatigue. We are done. This whole thing really put to.
Hey, listen, man. Say what you want about Saudi Arabia. The Royal Rumble was great in Saudi Arabia. I'll say it, bro. They're trying to become a new entertainment capital of the world. Hey, if I got offered to be flown out to Saudi Arabia to play some fucking video games and I got paid a bag, hey, I'd take that shit immediately. I too would go to Beastland in Saudi Arabia to make millions of dollars. Why the fuck would I not? That's just me, though. Hey, listen, if Saudi Arabia wants to give me money, I'll take it, bro. Every day of the week.
Perspective. Just how weird it was that we were there like for 20 years. You mean we could have just been in and out in a few hours? I guess those poppy fields couldn't maintain themselves, though. Anyway. Oh, yeah, sorry.
That's crazy. I heard a bunch of leftists saying they were miserable, bro. What happened?
Excuse me, but did you forget to check in with Lilith, the barista from Bushwick, and see how she feels about this? I'm sending you States of information. You know what's funny is I basically said the exact same thing this person said, but I said it less loudly. She has a nose ring and I don't, so I'm right and she's wrong. Mental assault. We're no longer doing secret regime change operations behind the scenes. Now we're just straight up kidnapping other world leaders in the dead of night and just saying it's about oil, which honestly kind of makes me believe it's not about oil. They're never that blatant, right? I mean, what could it be? Like, Israel wasn't behind this one, right?
Well, we'll ask Assad. We'll see if Israel's behind this too.
The implications here are really great for the Venezuelan people.
You know, people say,
Bro, that's crazy. No, that's actually nuts.
Israel derangement syndrome. I'm sorry, I can't help it when they get on TV and say like this.
Yeah, it's difficult to hear, but it's time to limit the First Amendment in order to protect it, and quickly before it's too late.
What do you mean?
I mean that we need to control the platforms, all the social platforms. We need to stack rank the authenticity of every person that expresses themselves online and take control over what they are saying based on that ranking.
The government.
The government should should do that.
Try explaining that to someone without showing them the video.
Yeah, not that. I will say though, Twitter is a prime example of freedom of speech going out of fucking control. Like, community notes were great in theory until you realize that, like, brigading exists and people abuse the fuck out of that. Right now, the majority control the narrative, and I also think that's very fucking dangerous. I also think it's ridiculous where you can't hide users or, like, shadow ban users from your Twitter who are just straight up lying underneath every single post that you do. Like, straight up, bro. It's bad. Like, community notes were a great idea. Now everybody brigades because they mean nothing. The community notes mean fucking nothing.
Go ahead. Yeah, there's a Jewish billionaire named Shlomo who wants to control the internet. Like, okay, man, you're in too deep. No more Instagram reels for you. Anyway, you should have just
Instagram Reels 100% made me racist. Can I get an amen?
let us play video games. Now we're perp walking the president of Venezuela down the streets of New York City. But hey, let's just think of it this way. By bombing and kidnapping instead of just doing the usual overt psyops, we save maybe, what, $1 billion?
What? No problem.
Just got the 1 hour notification.
No problem.
So, you should leave by 10 o'clock.
No. Okay.
So just give me a 30 minutes. You have 30 minutes to get ready.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard. I know. I saw.
Like, defense contractors stop buybacks.
You gave me a
Mowing
copy.
daycare.
You already had propane.
Back in a daycare in
Yeah.
Minnesota, he alleged was a fraudulent facility in his
Yeah, no
out
problem.
video.
Dude, the worst thing was that libs on Twitter were like, well, why is he going into a daycare with a camera? I don't know, to maybe expose like a fucking $1 trillion fucking scam that was taking money away from Americans. Like, probably that's why. You know what I mean? Like,
What?
you fucking think with our brains for 2 seconds.
I can't hear you.
And talk to people at
Okay.
daycares he claims are frauds.
The point is that when there's black outdoors, they can't give you any information. You call that number, no one answers.
It's not like Nick Shirley was the first person to expose this either, but now it exploded. And the fallout has been bizarre.
Glorious.
The funniest part had to be when the infamous learning center claimed to have been broken into the night this all went viral.
Fortunately, we saw that there was important documentation, enrollment of the children, and also employee documentation that was gone. There were also checkbooks that were ripped from our check papers that were ripped from
Oh my god.
This is devastating news.
Oh no, somebody broke into the daycare and stole all the paperwork we needed to prove we are a legit operation.
My dog ate my homework, teacher.
Paperwork we need to prove we are a legit operation. Shake belt. Listen, nobody can see this. But one family came here 100 years ago. We didn't organize crime the right way. We would have steamrolled these mentions of probably shooting. This is just sick. This is cartoonishly pathetic. Listen, nobody is going to want to support government programs if they think it's all like this. If you want people to support the welfare state, you have to make sure that welfare is actually going to real things that help real people. Listen, it's already running up to some right-wing audience that there's more to leftism than Reddit and concepts. Now I have to convince them that the distribution is all going to Somalian welfare pirates. Thanks. That money should be spent on more important things like New Gaza. That's right, the World Economic Forum and Jared who presents New Gaza. Yes, the demolition project is finally complete, folks. Time to build a sweet green and a Deloitte branch on top of the bodies of thousands of dead children. Hell is not hot enough, ladies and gentlemen. Hell is not hot enough. Anyway, because of all this fraud stuff, Tim Walz is stepping down, which is sad to see because he used to be one of my favorite characters in modern America. The first white male DEI hiring white dude from Holocaust, a dying breed. But hey, maybe this marks an official end to the Holocaust era, and we can move on and focus on rebuilding the Democratic Party to something more past stepping toward another.
It's actually crazy how the first 2 female president candidates were so fucking bad that Donald Trump beat him twice. Like, bro, it really is the woman slayer. You know, I actually have a feeling that if Donald Trump went up against, like, men, he probably wouldn't have won. But Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton were so fucking retarded that he got the office twice, so... Bing,
The White House fraud.
good for him, man.
No.
Dude, I can't wait for Donald Trump's 3rd term. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna happen. Dude, I can't even imagine America without Donald Trump being the president. Because he, like, dude, for the past, like, what, like 12 years, it's just been Trump derangement syndrome. Trump. That's all anybody ever talks about. You mean it's fourth? You're right. Sorry, you're fourth. You're right.
Oh no, we are not doing this. No. I swear to God, the Democratic Party's like an old friend addicted to heroin or something.
He can't. He's going to change the Constitution.
If I help them, you do
And he's going to convince you all that it's a good idea. Yeah, just like Obama's 3rd term.
everything you can to help them, but they don't listen. They keep doing stupid fucking things and hurting themselves. But you just can't keep up on them. You can't. You want to see them get better. You know deep down, they could be how they used to be. But
Oh, there's also Texas derangement syndrome. Guys, I'll be real. I could go to a burning orphanage and extinguish the fire and save all the children, and people would complain that I wasted too much water. Right? There's no pleasing these people. It doesn't matter what I do. Doesn't matter what I say. I just realized that no matter what happens, these people are going to consider me Adolf Hitler the entire fucking time.
but it's hopeless. And all your other friends keep saying to you, just forget them.
Hashtag we checked out.
Just forget them, it's not worth it. Come hang out with us instead. But those friends are uncomfortable. Those friends are okay. But
What am I having with Trump take Maduro? Is it even power Maduro's VP same effect as arresting some kid selling drugs in the street corner? Nothing's going to change. Fear is not enough. Yeah, you're probably right.
this is fraud thing is looking pretty bad for Tim Walz and the Democrats. People aren't just going to forget about this. This officer just shot him. Basically,
security agents tell the woman to get out of the car and approach the SUV.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real, guys. If you don't want to get shot by officials, maybe we don't try hitting them with our car. That's just my opinion. When an officer gives you an order to not move, maybe you just don't move. I think you're a lot safer around police if you don't resist them and if you don't attack them. That's just my opinion, though. That's just my opinion.
The woman then drives forward. That's when the shots are fired, the car crashing.
Writing this video, an innocent woman was picking her kids.
And guys, I said this yesterday, I'll say it again. I don't enjoy seeing American blood on American soil. I don't. Even though the lady was a complete dumbass, I wish she was still alive on this year day, and I wish she just complied and got out of the vehicle. I don't like celebrating the deaths of people. I truly don't. I think it's sad every time. Charlie Kirk was depressing. Here the Minnesota was depressing. Fucking Alex Preddy was depressing. I mean, obviously there's a difference because Charlie and here them were doing nothing, and Alex and this other chick were, being retarded. But I'm still not going to celebrate death because it's fucked up, man. It is. However, I understand that officers need to do what they need to do. But I wish people would just stop being fucking retarded so there'd be less deaths here for no reason. It's just my opinion.
Up from school when an ICE officer jumped in front of her car and randomly shot her in the face. An protester was blocking the road and tried to run over an ICE officer with her car, so he shot in self-defense. How you look at it?
Yeah.
Depends on how you voted, apparently.
Depends on what footage you see. First footage of the body cam footage. Because the body cam footage has been destroying narratives for years.
The way I see it, this woman was not trying to run him over. I think she was trying to drive away. And in an alternate universe, he dodges the car and she drives away. And it's easy to be like, oh, in hindsight, he should have done this, he should have done that. That's like so much of the discourse.
This guy had a half a second, maybe 0.1 second to realize, oh shit, I'm getting run over. Like, yeah, unfortunately, this guy's not Ultra Instinct Goku and did what any other officer would have done when he sees someone try to run them over. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's dangerous as fuck.
Right now, I'm seeing it's just in hindsight.
And not to mention, like, the officer got fucking nailed and has internal bleeding into the hospital. Like, just literally just check the body cam.
And it's easy for us to say.
And not to mention that officer had already been hit by a previous time, so obviously the fear is already there, you know? If everything was handled perfectly every time, things would be great, but the reality is we don't live in a perfect world.
Hindsight, after the fact. It's easy to say he could have, he should have, but all he saw was a car revving up and going towards him.
Exactly.
This has been one of the most insane political war checks I've ever seen in my life.
Exactly.
It really all comes down to how you view ICE and police officers in general. Many, not all, leftists view ICE as completely illegitimate. Same with the police, they want to abolish both. So you're not going to get a real, unbiased conversation with those people. Because why should a protester respect ICE in the first place? And many, not all, conservatives tend to be complete and utter fucking bootlickers. Completely unable to criticize anything the police do.
I think the problem is whether you're far left or you're far right. I think you're kind of an idiot, right? You have to be able to call it down the middle every single time. Every single situation is always going to be some type of shade of gray. But is it lighter or darker? Well, that's what the body cam footage is going to show. You see what I'm saying? You can't always agree. You can't always disagree. You just have to see the facts and all that. Otherwise, we're going to go into fucking chaos again.
It can do no wrong. Don't tread on me becomes tread harder This is extremely complicated discourse, and you should be questioning anyone who takes a really firm, hard stance either way, and can't fathom how the other side is seeing what they are seeing.
Yeah.
The first episode of my old Hellboy series was actually all about police brutality. It was all about police brutality towards innocent protesters. I was a little more A-County back then. I was a little more lived the fuck out back then. But hey, to be fair to me back then, that is what happens when you live in the sheltered suburbs of Wilmington in your parents' basement versus having a kid and living in the city for 40 years.
I think, and here's my opinion, let me know if you guys agree. I think the majority of people in this world were a lot more left-wing pill like 8 to 9 years ago. But the left is pushing and pushing and pushing it so far left now, where the barrier was. The people who were left are now on the right because the left is becoming so extreme. You know, like people celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, just as an example. I'm sorry, I'm just not going to do that. And I feel the reason why right-wing culture has become a lot more popular lately is because, well, people realize that having, good values as human beings is really so crazy after all. We wanted to conserve the nation for what it is rather than trying to make everything new and we have to be accepting of everything. Because, yeah, it does sound really good on the surface, but sometimes rules and laws are important to have. Regulations are important to have. It's kind of like this. This is how I see right-wing and left-wing people. The left-wingers currently are kind of like the really cool mom that gives you whatever you want and spoils you and says you can do whatever you want to be. And the right wing is kind of like the strict dad that really loves you but has to tell you no every now and then because no, you can't eat candy, you're getting fat, or no, you can't go out late because you're going to fail school. And it's kind of like telling you what you need to hear versus telling you what you want to hear. And I feel like, as always, to have a perfect childhood, you need a bit of both. Right? You do need a bit of both to have a functioning child. So that's kind of like where the discourse has, where like if you have all strict all the time, if you have do whatever you want to do all the time, you end up getting furries, and that's why you got to find a nice middle ground to really balance things out.
The police are taxpayer-funded HR departments for structural violence. They exist solely to protect the rights of private property. We need more police. Police are good. Police are great.
Yep.
Give the police more guns. Give them more guns. Tanks even. My overall opinion is still basically the same. I'm very critical of the police. I am very pro First Amendment. Protesting is a fundamental American right. And we can't just go around labeling protesters domestic terrorists.
Sure.
That is an insane, slippery slope. And if you support them, if prophecy will fight for the ends.
And I will say, I haven't seen anybody labeling protesters domestic terrorists. I just see people saying protesters breaking government property, throwing bricks on police officers, setting fires to government vehicles, trespassing government property. Those are who are being called domestic terrorists, but that's just me. If you want to go there and raise a sign, do your fucking thing, I don't really care. But it's when people start getting violent where I say, okay, we're crossing the line.
Look in 2028 when
Because then they become domestic protesters and now they're just fucking rioters.
So knocks you up. Knocks you up. Look in 2028 when President Newsom blocks you up for protesting against mandatory forced feminization, or whatever the fuck those Democrats do. What do they do? Nothing. They do nothing. It's just Joe Blank. Something, I don't know. It's like the government, the state ever turns me into Swiss cheese, and the president's like, she was a radical, and just...
I can't believe people actually thought that people were going to go to the real thing.
All right, good. My match will be done by then.
Okay, here are the pronouns. I go by Zap. Okay, what may I refer to you as? Okay, now that we have our pronouns out of the way, let's commence communication. No one was ever going to do this, okay? No one's ever going to fucking do that. Okay?
I heard you.
Fucking fantasy land became a reality. No one was ever going to do that in person.
The people called her... And some people were like straight up mocking this woman, celebrating it, and then when people were like, what the... They were like, well, you got Charlie Kirk, so now we go to your guys. Is that what we're doing now? We're just gonna keep killing each other back and forth? Is that what this is? Oh, you're gonna civil war with me, and then it's a full divorce.
It actually is fucked up how like we're like going tit for tat for who's getting assassinated, who's getting killed next. And when a left winger dies, the whole right cheer. When the fucking right winger dies, the fucking left winger cheer. Can we just agree that people getting assassinated in the streets is just not a fucking good thing? It sucks.
Oh yeah, too. Like people agree with me 100%. Honestly, some of you just don't know. Comments were more to be normal. I believe a lot of focus on illegal immigration should go to the employers employing illegal immigrants for cheaper scab labor. I feel like that's really important. Like, we're not doing it. It's interesting that the government is focused so hard on immigration right now, but like, I feel like it's made any like real actual legislative change to the laws of immigration. Okay, Jose at Home Depot, I work for now, but they have to be working on something more substantial, right? Well, it isn't here. Somebody named after the evil crystal ball in Lord of the Rings. Right. Is apparently working on a new tool for ICE. And what does it do? Oh, nothing really. Just creates a map of deportation targets, pulls up a dot air on them, and assigns them a confidence score. Because if there's one thing we can trust, it's a private Silicon Valley tech company's algorithm deciding what bits disappear. Every single spell starts by the bangs. But who are the bangs? Today it's illegal airlines. Tomorrow it's furries. Next week it's people who are into feet. And before you know it, it spans of VTubers.
Is that not
友
crazy
軍
how
デスト
that's
ロ
how
イ
the
ヤーが
pipeline
全
goes?
体を離脱
I'm sorry, guys. Like, you know, like, VTubers are great, guys, but at a certain point, you know what? I'm not ready to get into this conversation. I'll get to that later.
On second thought, I don't buy into the propaganda that simply enforcing border security, something every developed country has, is akin to Nazi Germany. Sorry, I don't build a wall. Hitler